Thank you. Thank you all for joining me. My name is Sharonda Lipscomb. I'm an instructional design and quality assurance coordinator with the University of Arkansas Little Rock. I am also a University of North Texas PhD student in the Learning Technologies program. And today I wanted to share with you a professional development that we offered just recently to our faculty, and hope to leave a few minutes at the end just to garner a bit of discussion. My co-author, Dr. Daryl Tate, is our faculty facilitator for this faculty development, but he's unable to attend today. So just to cover what we'll take care of, I'm going to kind of give you some background. We'll talk about the problem that we had at our university, how we came together to solve that, the design and implementation of the project, and then we'll talk a little about the evaluation and the iterations that we've made for the professional development, and then we'll wrap up with some any questions. So, like I said, I'm at the University of Arkansas Little Rock. We were founded in 1927. We have about 9,500 students this past spring, and we have about 161 programs. I work out of the Office of Scholarly Technology and Resources, which is the division of eLearn, and we handle all things online for our campus. And so, like most other universities, we were hit in March with COVID-19. And so there is the need to move faculty quickly to remote or online teaching for the remainder of the semester. But part of the issue is at our campus currently, we do not have any type of requirement for teaching online. So you don't have to go through teacher certification. You don't have to take any kind of professional development. You just, if your courses, you can just teach course online. And so that's one of the things that our department has been working on, is to develop some quality assurance standards. And we'll talk about that a little bit in just a moment. So like I said, it was out of a necessity from COVID-19 that our university needed a quick response to the current crisis. So we went to fully online beginning March the 13th. And our department, we take care of support for the learning management system, with which we use Blackboard. But we also have an instructional design division, and that's the division that I lead. And so, of course, we had resources available, but we needed to make something that was quickly accessible for faculty. We had quite a bit of faculty who have never taught online. And so this transition to remote delivery and thinking about what that was going to look like, they needed support for that. And so that's where our department came in. So we were able to get faculty online and get them through the spring semester. However, we know that what happened in the spring is not going to be sufficient for summer and fall. And during probably, I guess, around April, our university had already decided that all summer courses would be moved to online. And so for the fall, while we are hoping to transition back to campus, and that is the tentative plan, we've made all courses hybrid in hopes that if we have another lockdown, then we'll have the option. Hopefully faculty will be more prepared, the courses will be better designed, and we'll have that option to shift to fully online in the event that we have to. Normally in the summer, our department puts on a summer academy for online teaching excellence. However, given the current situation and the need for social distancing, we knew that that was not going to be an option for this summer. And that's usually offered through our department. The instructional design team works with a faculty coordinator, and the co-author here, Dr. Daryl Tate, is our faculty coordinator for that. And so in a brainstorming session, we're like, we still need to offer faculty something. We need to make sure that these courses are not, we're not just it can't be what was offered this spring. It has to be more structured. Students are expecting a better learning experience. And so while we currently have faculty development that is asynchronous, which is an online course, we have an online design certificate or an online course design certificate and an online course delivery certificate, it usually takes about 30 hours to complete. And so given the current situation with all of the courses moving to online for summer, we needed to pull together something a little bit more quickly for faculty to partake in, and also to be able to digest and have takeaways immediately. So we brainstormed with Dr. Tate, and the instructional design team consists of myself as lead, and then I have two instructional designers, and then a graduate assistant. And so we brainstormed and came up with this fast track to teaching online. As I mentioned, our campus does not have a requirement for teaching online. And so we garnered the support and approval from the provost office, and the provost office sent this announcement out. One of the things we've been working on is a online course design standards. And so that has been in the process, and we've been moving forward with that. So the solution was fast track to teaching online. We use design-based research, which is iterative analysis. So after each session, we've gone back, we've had 2 sessions so far, and after each session, we've gone back and revised the design for that. And we've also sought out feedback from the faculty. We wanted to have online collaborative learning in order to engage the faculty. We often find that when faculty are together, instead of being more of a lecture series, if we have them collaborate and be a part of that session, it turns out a little bit better. As I mentioned, we used our course design standards that we've recently developed. Those are research-based. We are a QM campus. We used Online Learning Consortium standards. We looked at Stanford and SUNY Open course design. And so based off of that, we started with a survey from our students, but based off of that, we developed our STAR online course design quality assurance standards. And there's 3 levels to that, but I won't go into detail about that. So the design ended up being a 2-day webinar, and we facilitate that through Blackboard Collaborate. Dr. Tate leads that with the instructional design as support. It's a 2-hour session, and so we're online for 2 hours. And then they have resources. So day 1, we do the first, and for day 1, we do the first half of the session, and then day 2 is the second half of the session. And so you can see here, I have screenshots. When you look at the presentation, if you click on those, you can get a better view of what those actually say. But there's also a Blackboard course that goes along with that, and it's in line with the sessions that were covered that day. So we offered this 4 times over the semester, so faculty have flexibility of when they can take it. May and June, we've already completed that and received feedback from that and made our first iteration. We have July and August sessions coming up, and we agreed to allow this to take the place of our online course design certification, and so faculty will get a online teaching certification through this. So like I said, we've gone through the first revision of this, and we're now, next week we have a meeting to talk about the second session and make any, but we have post-session debriefs with our faculty coordinator, Dr. Daryl Tate, and then we just make any revisions. Like the first time we made several revisions to the course, and I think the revisions really help to improve the experience that the faculty have in the course portion of that. We also developed a faculty feedback survey. Because this was so quick, we did not seek IRB, so we can't publish any numbers or anything, but that is the plan moving forward. But in the presentation, if you click this, you can see the questions that we developed for the survey. I don't know if I mentioned this, but we have about 437 faculty. And of those 437 faculty, we've had about 50, I think it's 47 actually, that have applied for our or enrolled in our design and delivery certification. And if you recall, we don't have a requirement for teaching online, so they didn't have to have any certification. That I'm sure with COVID that has helped our department because that will change. We've had 77 faculty registered to date. Our first class consisted of about, I think we had 24 participants. And then the second class, which was the June class, we had 23 participants. So we've had 47 people to complete this and receive their online certification. And just to back up just a little bit, the fast track, the outline for the fast track was focused on our quality assurance, our course design standards. And so the outline for that, it focused on developing the syllabus for the online learner. We focused on interaction and instructor presence, because we wanted to make sure that the faculty knew, you just can't put your PowerPoints and resources online and let the class run. We need to have that instructor presence there. The course overview and introduction, navigation and organization, of course, aligning their learning objectives with their activities and assessments, formative and summative assessments, and then developing content for universal design and accessibility. And we also had a section there for the educational technology resources, so giving them some tools. They were really excited about, and I think that's what most of them, they wanted to know the design basics, but they also wanted to know what kind of educational technologies, tools they could use also. And as I mentioned, this does lead to teaching certification. So to wrap up, it's going to be a continuous process of improvement. Like I mentioned, for June, we have for July, we have a meeting scheduled next week. That session, the July session, is upcoming, and so we'll make any minor tweaks to the course and the layout of the actual webinar session. We are considering, because it's such a quick opportunity for faculty to receive their teaching certification, we're considering options for offering this in the fall. And then, as I mentioned, we'd like to do further research, so we'll need to get IRB approval. So this was originally submitted as a roundtable, but it was accepted as a brief paper, and I'm thankful for that. But the idea was to garner discussion and just find out what other universities are doing and what experiences they have. And so with that, if I have any time left, I think I may be over also, but if I have any time left, I'll take any questions.